Welcome to Season 2 of Trap Talk.
Brought to you by Krieghoff.
Before we get to the show, we do got to thank all of our awesome show sponsors that make this possible every day. Starting off with Wenig. They've supported me and Ricky for a very long time, and they make a fabulous product.
Yeah, winners shoot Wenig. I've been with them since about 2005, and I wouldn't be where I'm at without Wenig, so I really appreciate all the support. So get a hold of Bobby, Luke, or Bill on the phone at the shoot. They'll get you in to get you a custom stock made.
Remington, they've sponsored me personally for many years, and now they're sponsoring the show, and they make a great shell, the STS and the Nitro line. I've been smoking targets from coast to coast with these bad boys. Also, we have Game Masters 2. Our one and only Richard Marshall Jr. is there to service all of your gun needs.
Yeah, I can help you out. Give me an email, call, whatever. See me at the shoots. We got vendor buildings in Tucson, Ohio, and at Sparta. So get a hold of me or anybody else at the store, and we can help you out.
Yeah, I do like seeing you at the shoots, Rick, and the Tucson, and that kind of brings us to Tucson now. Another sponsor we have on is Shot Tracker for Season 2, and they are giving away a shot tracker at the Spring Grand, right, Rick? Is that correct?
Yep, we're going to give one away, and you got to be present to win, so show up to the Spring Grand. It's like having a coach on the end of your barrel. I can tell you, I've been with them since day one, and it really helps with doubles especially. You see in the graph of your transition from your first target to your second target.
So that's exciting, guys. Mark your calendars for the Spring Grand. We're going to do a live episode. We're going to give one of these bad boys away. Make sure you're there. That brings me to my next show sponsor. Shotguns West is our Pillas sponsor. They're doing the glasses, and they've also agreed to join up and give a pair of Pillas away at the Spring Grand in addition. So not only can you win a shot tracker, but you can win a brand new set of Pillas. So that much more of a reason why you're going to want to go to the Spring Grand this year. Another new sponsor, Outlaw Engineering. Good friends with Ricky, longtime trap shooting family, right, Rick?
Yeah, Randy Freston II is the owner of Outlaw Engineering. His dad, Randy Freston, was past president of the ATA. They're from Utah. So get a hold of him at outlawengineering.com for all your engineering, survey, and development needs.
We've got a new show sponsor, White Flyer, America's Best. Rick, you know a little something about breaking white flyers, don't you?
Yeah, I've been smoking white flyers for years, and I was part of the development of the new Eco Flyer target that'll be available here in 24 or 25. They smoke great for an Eco Flyer. I mean, it is awesome. Really looking forward to that.
Also, we've got SOS Clays. We had Greg on the show. Did an episode. If you missed it, I would definitely listen to that episode. There's a lot of great valuable information. Rick, what's your experience with SOS?
You know, I've used SOS since they've come out, and I really love their app, and it's free also, but you can see scores live. That's what I love about it versus the old way of, wait until the end of the day till a score sheet's, printed up on the scoreboard. So it's just awesome. So get a hold of Greg at sosclays.com. It's the best shoot software out there.
One last familiar sponsor is Gun and Trophy Insurance. Ricky, you know a little bit about them, don't you?
I've been with Gun and Trophy. They've been a personal sponsor of mine for years. And get a hold of Cole or Larry Cushman over there. They can get you the best price for insurance on your firearms or your trophy animals. So we really appreciate them coming on the show.
With that being said, Trap Talk listeners, if you love everything about Trap Talk, please subscribe to our page. Also, throw some likes on the videos that you enjoy. It really means the world to us.
Yeah, comment on each episode. We read them. We respond to them. With that, let's get to the show.
Welcome to another episode of Trap Talk. I'm your host, Zach Nannini, and I'm here with my good friend and co-host, Richard Marshall Jr. Welcome to the show, Rick.
Thanks, buddy. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. How was your Christmas?
Christmas was good. It's always a good time to be with friends and family, and we had it at my mom's this year, and just good food. We like to eat good. And
we like to eat good too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I seen some of the stuff you're putting out on social media. I'm like, won't you, it's not very much to ship.
Yeah, hey, the problem is food gets messy when you ship it. But if you come on down to St. Charles, we'll cook some food for you. And anybody that wants to come on down this area, I do enjoy cooking. I love entertaining. So that's an open invite if anyone wants to come eat around with the Italian. But today, we really wanted to do a few things. One, recapping the year that we had and all the blessings and support that we've got from the fans. Yep. Two, we wanted to make some exciting announcements on the new sponsors that we have for the show, which is a blessing. So, thankful for that. And three, just wanted to talk a little bit about where Trap Talk is going to be in 2024, as far as what shoots we're going to, some exciting little giveaways that we're going to be a part of and things like that. So, to get started, tell me a little bit about your 23 season, Rick. What were some highlights that you experience with the show, maybe some fun comments and some people that came up to you and shared some happy ideas and thoughts. What do you remember as being big this year?
It was a great year. God, look at, we started or I should say, you were starting the podcast and asked me to jump on and be the first episode. So that was cool. And then we just kind of grew it from there. But we went to Dubai in February. That was kind of a cool deal, and we got to experience that, and looking forward to 2025 when they have it again. But honestly, the year just kind of blew by so fast. Between my college team and shoots and shoots that I go to myself, and then all the clinics and stuff, teaching. It just was a kind of a whirlwind of a lot more highs than lows, I would say. I got to shoot most of the year with my son, so that's always fun, and with you and Justin and Wyatt. That's kind of our squad, except for the Grand. The kids go away, and it's, we have Bullard and you on there. Bullard kind of solidified his spot when I was out there a couple weeks ago with some of that good bourbon he gave me. So I'm still waiting on you, but it's okay. But
you might have to wait a little longer on me, Rick. It is what it is.
No, it was a great, all in all, it's so hard to, I made the All-American team again, of course, so did you. This was my 33rd time of making the All-American team. I was second, and I tried to get captain again, but I think with missing a couple of those shoots in there this year because we were doing other stuff, kind of affected it. But still, I think it was one of my better years because one of the highlights of my career actually happened, and that was getting to shoot off against Tyler. You can't. It's so hard to say this is better than this or that's better than this. But when you get to shoot off with your son for a championship, and to boot, it was the Krieghoff handicap at the Western Grand, and, going out there and just recapping that. I went out there standing there like, should I really be here shooting against him? Should I everybody's like, just let him win, Well, I've been that guy that has never let my kids win anything. So I was just like, should I be here? Pole bang loss. I'm like, well, and then, he ended up missing 2 and I run him out for 24. But that was probably one of my greatest achievements as a family, or greatest achievement as a shooter in my shooting career.
Yeah, it's special. There's some memories that you have and you feel them and you remember them forever. And it's just like, wow, this was really, really cool. And you'll never forget it. And, looking back at the show for the year, when we started this, I got to say, thank everyone for the support because, we didn't know what we were doing in any way, shape or form. I just said, I had this idea. We wanted to do a podcast. We kind of kicked it around for a while and just said, okay, we're going to finally do it. And then, who better to do than Ricky Marshall? And after that episode, I felt like it went so well. I'm like, we just need to have Ricky on here. And that continued to blossom. And then, throughout the year, we did a lot of, good quality shooters. One of the biggest things that I'm proud of is that we never missed a week. We had a release every Friday, and for the people that listen, it's kind of hard, to get 52 episodes a year, when you have only so many trap shooters out there to talk about. And we were able to do that, which I'm really, really proud of. Also really proud that we got introduced to John, and he's helped take the show to the next level. So all this production stuff, all these new ideas, thank you to him for that. Because at the end of the day, me and Ricky are very handsome and talented, but we just don't have those background brains that John has. So
remember when I told you that? I said, Zach, if we want to take this to the next level, this ain't happening with us. We got to get, and I said, this guy who John and his wife Letitia are private students of mine. And when I met John for the first time, I knew his background was in production and website development and stuff. And with owning ShotCo, production company, he really, when we made the deal, I was like, this is going to go, well. Well, I didn't realize it was going to go as well as it has. Because as you know, and everybody out there, knows Zach and I, we like to talk. We can hold a conversation with anybody. But when you're doing these podcasts, it's a little different. And to keep conversation going and if you do just certain questions. So that's why we like to do it is like we're sitting down, talking, just having a conversation. And that has helped, because I know when I first started doing it with you, Zach, I don't get nervous in big crowds or anything, but there is times when you're sitting there, like you're at home behind your computer, I'm at home behind mine, and you kind of like, okay, you're not fixated on one person or stuff, which is good, but it can be difficult. So it is a blessing with all our listeners and subscribers out there that, it pushes us.
It does. And I can say that obviously we're working on bringing better content, better information. We're working on dropping more things on a weekly basis. So it's not just the shows on Friday. So we appreciate you guys doing that. And I want to say thank you to everyone who sent in questions, because, the biggest thing for us is if we're going to keep this content coming to you as much as possible, we need an interactive experience from our audience. We need questions. We need suggestions of who you want us to interview. All of that stuff is solid gold. So, keep that coming our direction, and we're gonna keep utilizing it, and we're gonna keep having fun. And moving forward, we want to get more educational so that we can get you guys in a position where you're really able to, use this platform to make your game better. And we love hearing the stories too. If I got a Facebook message from a guy, and I don't have his name pulled up, but it stuck with me. And it was, I took off trap shooting for the last 5 years, and, just wasn't important to me right now because of family stuff going on. And I started listening to the show. And because of that, it got, I sparked up an interest to do it again. And now I'm ready to go out, and I've already planned my first trip. And I'm so hopefully we're creating a little bit of fun and excitement in the off season so that people can, come back to it, and we can see, the groups flourish, because ideally what we're looking for is bigger shoots, bigger attendance, more fun, more trophies, and more shooting. So,
and that's the one thing is, I've had several messages. I've had messages from people, wanting to put some skeet shooters on and some sporting guys, and we're looking at doing that. We might do that in a different, variety, as maybe as a youth platform, segment, an episode on, college teams and stuff like that, and have, some people on to help out in that form. But we're looking at, we're going to have some guests on, in 2024 that, from across the pond and stuff, which would be great. But yeah, the 2023 year, shooting was great. My clinic business I've been busier than ever, which I appreciate that. I just, right before the holidays, was in Florida, for the last part of the year, clinics. and did a wonderful group lesson at Silver Dollar. My buddy Mike O'Brien from Florida got it all set up, and he's been wanting me to come down there for a couple years. So I got that done. Nice 2-day class. Had a great group in there. They were basically new shooters. A few of them didn't shoot a lot of trap, so got the bug where now they're wanting to shoot more. And then I left there and went over to South Florida Shooting Club, which anybody out there has never been, you ought to get down to South Florida. That is a beautiful club. They have 3 trap fields, couple skeet. They got, I think, 4 sporting courses, a FETAS course, 5 stand, but a beautiful club. It's a private club, so you want to go when they have a registered shoot if you're not a member, or find a member that can bring it. But one of my longtime private students, Bruce Burton, and a new student, D.W. Prado, had me come down, and I spent 2.5 days there. Great time, great weather. So that kind of ended my year. So wrapping it all up, Zach, I mean, my year, I finished second. I'm able to do all this because of my lovely bride and best friend, Jody Marshall. Without my wife behind me and my kids, even though Trey is married, got his own place, but, they a big support, and my dad, he's always calling, making sure I'm not staying out too late.
Hey, I can tell you 10 years ago, he had to worry about that. But nowadays, I know you get to bed early. You don't do that staying out thing anymore.
Every once in a while. That's it.
You figured it out for sure, Rick. And that it's great to have a good season. I think there's a lot coming down the pipe in 2024, which, I kind of want to shift into the exciting news we have moving forward. We are officially starting season 2 of Trap Talk. So, we've got some new sponsors. The first one that I think is really exciting is the show is going to be presented by Krieghoff. So that's exciting to have them on board. As returning sponsors, we have Remington, we have Wenig, we have Shot Tracker. They're going to be on for season 2. But who are the new ones that we got also? So Rick, I know there's some exciting ones that we're bringing on that we didn't have in season 1.
Well, we still have SOS Clays. We did doing some stuff with them. So SOS is a sponsor. We have Outlaw Engineering. They're out of Utah. Randy Freston II. That's his company. And we got Game Masters. Is our exclusive gun sponsor, and that's I'm the online sales manager for Game Masters. So anybody needing any guns out there, just let me know.
So I want to take a second and clarify this for the listeners. The way we've kind of set up our sponsorship is everybody has a segment and a slot. So, Krieghoff is obviously our gun sponsor. Remington's our ammunition sponsor. Game Masters would be in the seat of gun sales. They're handling gun sales. I know we brought on a Pillas sponsor for glasses, Shotguns West, Ryan Castani over at Shotguns West. And just so that everyone can kind of understand where everybody fits, because, we really value our sponsors and we don't want to have any overlap. We want to make sure that everybody's, happy with the arrangements moving forward. And that's important for brand integrity. So, kind of how we lay this out. There was some more though.
Then we have White Flyer is our last sponsor. And then we're still talking. We got a few others in the works that, when we get everything, I's dotted and the T's crossed, then we'll release that info.
Yeah, I'm excited just to know that we have a lot of these really big brands that are excited to take the ride with us. They're wanting to do some extra special things for the listeners. One thing that I know that's coming down the pipe specifically is Shot Tracker wants to give away another Shot Tracker, and we are going to be giving it away live at Spring Grand. And then Ryan Castani at Shotguns West said they want to give away a set of the new Pillas with the new frame that he designed. at the Spring Grand. So, and we're not solidified yet on this, but Rick, tell the listeners a little bit about kind of what we're thinking about doing at the Spring Grand.
We're looking at doing a live episode from the Spring Grand, possibly. I'm going to say maybe Thursday night or Friday night, depending on Friday night shoot-offs, and so Saturday night. So Thursday night might be better. We're still in the works on that, but it's going to be in the main overall. You do have to be present to win, with giving away the shot tracker and the Pillas. But we're going to do a live podcast with a guest or two during that, and then live questions also. So that'll be kind of fun, to do that and get the listeners involved. So anybody out there, all our listeners, if you can come to the Spring Grand this year, it's in February. Get out to Tucson. It's a great shoot, great venue. There's plenty of hotels in the area. There's some RV spots, I'm sure, that are possibly available. So it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, if you were on the fence about going to the Spring Grand, this is another reason why you should put it on the calendar and come on out. The opportunity to win a shot tracker, the opportunity to win a set of Pillas, and the fact that it's only going to be available to people there on the grounds. That's a pretty fair raffle. It's going to be free entry. Open to everyone that's there, and just need to be present to win. So, who knows who'll actually show up? Maybe it's 50 guys, maybe it's 100. Who knows who will be there? But we can't win it, right, Rick? I'd want to, but
that would be bad, Zach. So we can't. Yeah, there will be no Nanini family members winning and no Marshall family members winning.
No Marshalls, no Naninis winning. That's the only thing I can promise. But
we're probably gonna have to exclude John Slinker out of this deal too.
potentially John Slinker might be out of the deal too. So but I'm excited about it, and I guess we've got a chance to recap last year. We talked a little bit about the sponsors upcoming, and we will update everyone. Give us an opportunity we're going to revamp our commercials and kind of go through all that stuff that needs to be done into season 2. So be on the lookout for some new graphics and some new changes. But also I want to talk a little about forecasting into 2024. Do you know where you're going to go this next season? Do you have your shoot schedule planned out completely?
Much. Yeah. Spring Grand will be the first one. I've got a lot of lessons scheduled, all over the place. But as the shoots, I'm trying to do lessons with kind of the shoots and stuff. So right before the Spring Grand, I'll be in California, Northern California teaching. And then I'll be at the Spring Grand for the 2 weeks, try to do some lessons during the prelim week, as I probably won't shoot, just do, some hourly or half-day lessons, and then shoot the Spring Grand. And then I've got a hightail at home because the shoot gets over on Sunday, and then the following Sunday, I'm leaving to go to the Southern Grand in Florida, which, heck, you and I, and what is it, Tyler and I and you and ZB and Elena, I think, we got an Airbnb. So
we got the Airbnb.
Yeah, we might do a live podcast at the back of the Airbnb.
We're definitely going to do some podcast episodes in the Airbnb, and we got some special people that I think we're going to get done that you're going to love. So
yeah,
I'm excited about that.
And then my next shoot after that, I'm doing a lot of lessons. I go out to New Jersey. Krieghoff puts on a youth shoot out there. They're a big sponsor of it at Pine Valley. That's a great event to do. And I might do, I teach some lessons prior to that. I might do some interviews at that shoot with some of the youth out there. And then after that, it's just more lessons till the Western Grand, which is one of the great shoots, shameless plug for Sean Hawley, but for Vernal, it's a great shoot. Anybody that has not been to Vernal needs to come to Vernal. I love that club. I am kind of biased to it. I did break my 4x4 there back in 2013, but it's a great facility. That club was basically how it's been revamped. was put on by Bill and Leanne Martin, Craig Hart and his wife Sharon, and then Petey and Lori Martin. Those three really got that club going years ago. And Sean's the manager now, and it's just a great shoot. So I'll be there, and then it's come home for a few days, and then head to Pennsylvania, shoot
PA.
Pennsylvania State shoot, then Ohio State shoot right after, and which those two shoots, folks, PA and Ohio are the number one, number two as far as size shoots. You need to come out, especially PA has the Krieghoff handicap. It's the only event on Friday where you can win a Krieghoff combo. I think last year was an ACS or a trap special, whatever they decide to give away. But, they pick two numbers. If your score ends in those numbers, you shoot off to the last man, woman, standing child, and you win a new Krieghoff. That's one of the only shoots that you can do that at. And then, go to Ohio State from there. And then it's the year with 5 weeks. So I don't know. There's Nebraska State shoot, and Minnesota and California are all at the same time. I've never been to Minnesota and I've never been to California. So I don't know. I'm going to go to one of those three. Haven't decided yet. Got to kind of talk to the wife and figure out.
Or you could go to Nebraska and maybe potentially get a couple more state championships.
Yeah, I love shooting in Nebraska. I was planning on going to Minnesota this next year. Then they moved the shoot back. So I don't know. We'll see. It's all kind of up in the air on what shoot I go to. But for sure, then in July, I'll hit Iowa State shoot, Wisconsin State shoot first, and then Iowa. Those two, they're two of the best shoots in the country. Wisconsin, we have a good time. We camp there. It's a great shoot, well run, great attended. Trophies always are good. They have it's a good time, And then Iowa State shoot, last year they did the 10,000. I haven't heard much if they're going to do that again. I think they are. We need to check in on that. We could do a little podcast, with them on that. Yeah, a little update. But then Iowa State, and then I'll hit the Grand, and then Stockdale's. Might go to the Cardinal. I'm not sure. And then go to the Heartland Grand at Stockdale's. So that's kind of the gist of the target year.
Yeah,
right there.
Mine is very similar. I'm starting off at the Spring Grand with you. We'll get some content together. Then we're going to the Southern Grand together. So those first two, we're going to get a lot of episodes shot, a lot of fun content I'm really excited about. Then for me, the first shoot's going to be Missouri State shoot. It's my state shoot on the board there. And that's right before Vernal. So I know you're going to have a hard time doing that, but we're still navigating the dates as a board for that because, we've had good success with the new dates, but then we've had some people say they like the old dates. So we're still, working on figuring out how that's going to lay. I usually go to the U.S. Open. I'll probably end up going to the U.S. Open again this year. And that's during Vernal, and I really like it because it's in my backyard. It's only about an hour and a half away, and it gives me a little bit of time to shoot Sparta before the Grand, which I like. I just like getting acclimated to it as much as possible because we shoot the biggest shoot of the year there at the Grand. But I am partial to Vernal, being as I broke my first 100 from the 27 there. So you can't if you haven't been to Vernal, go to Vernal. I will say that. But if you're in the Midwest and you're not going to make a trip to Vernal, then the U.S. Opens are a damn good shoot in my opinion. Also, I'll probably hit Illinois instead of PA. Maybe go to PA, but 100% I'm going to Ohio. I know they're having that big shootout in Ohio. We're still trying to figure out the logistics on that, but apparently it's going to be compulsory type of money handicap where everybody shoots from the 27-yard line, and they're going to be giving away some really cool prizes. Don't have all the details for that, so once we get them, we'll definitely have an episode and talk with Charnigo about that. Then after Ohio, usually I don't do much. July, just kind of catch up on some work, but I might try to hit up Iowa this year because everyone said it's great, and I've done it before, obviously. So
you said that last year too.
Well, last year I got sick. So I was on the way. I was squatted. I had a hotel and everything, and I got sick, and I felt real bad. But you know what? That Peter Walker, he's pretty tough. I don't think I was going to get in his dish with my 101 fever. So it all worked out for the better.
Yeah. Beth just wanted you to stay home, and you come up with this. You got a thermometer, made whatever. It's cool.
You know that's not true because nobody wants to stay around me too long, and that's just is what it is. But so after that, I will we'll shoot the Grand both weeks. We'll come up for the aim. We'll get some more content, and then 100% going up to the Heartland Grand at Stockdale's, and that's pretty much the target year. Now we'll jump right back into it in September, but that's the target year this year, and that's the layout and the goal and the plan. So we're really excited. A lot of shooting to do. Hopefully get to see a lot of people that we haven't seen in a long time because, right now is the lull, and it's, between, November and February, other than us going to the SHOT Show.
Yep. We didn't talk about that. We'll be out at SHOT and I'm going out for Fiocchi, and I do some stuff with them, and will be kind of I've been to the SHOT Show, this could be my 20th year possibly, or 15th.
I think this is number three for me, but we enjoy it, and
Tyler gets to come. You have to be 16, and he wanted to go, and Fiocchi wanted him to come out, so we're going to go out, and we got a private event to do with them on Monday night, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, he's going to be at SHOT, and then he's going to leave, and I'm going to stick around, but that'll be fun. We're gonna do some little videos there. I'm going out early to do some private lessons and do some videos and stuff. So we got some cool stuff coming for 2024. I'm excited. The only thing that could make it better is if Dubai was having another sporting shoot, we could go back over there.
Hey, you know what? I'm excited. They're not having it this year because as much as we've got on the calendar, and as much as we've got to get done, we need another year just to make Dubai happen. But yeah, it's wild. But more than anything, we just wanted to recap everyone, wish everyone a happy New Year's, kind of check off season 1 and get into season 2, and we keep the questions coming. Yeah. We're going to get real technical this year. We're going to get more informative than ever. We're going to have newer guests on that we haven't had on yet. Some really cool people, and we're also going to circle back with some of the greats. I mean, we're definitely going to probably hear from the Sean Hawleys, the Joe Charnagos, the Keith Dittos of the world. Even though Keith's kind of hard because he's got to go 35 minutes away to somebody else's computer because he don't really have one. So it's one of those things, but. We will make accommodations for that man because he's hilarious.
Yeah, we'll have Ditto on. He was captain again, so congratulations to Keith for that. I tried to catch him, but my end of the week grand wasn't that good. If I'd had a grand like Ryan Glow had and then left, I mean, that. We'll have Glow on.
Hey, you know what? You might not have got it last year, Rick, but. I'm gunning for you. So, I know it's always a competition out there, and we don't do a lot of smack talking, let the gun do the talking, but you're my MVP, so we'll see if we can make it happen.
Listen, we're going to have fun. Like I said, I'm excited. I got a lot of lessons planned, a lot of shoots. I just I want to thank all my sponsors, my personal sponsors that helped me out year in and just year to year, and it's been great. I wouldn't be able to do all this, but like I said earlier, my family's the one that really stood behind me, and without my lovely wife, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. She understands. When you call and say, "Hey, what about this?" Yeah, and boom, I'm like, "Babe, pack a suitcase, gotta go."
Hey, I gotta say the same thing. I wouldn't be able to do this without Beth. It's tough, and she. Puts up with my crap, which is always on the road, which is not easy. I'm not an easy person to live with if you know me.
Really? But, stay with me occasionally.
but God bless the people in our lives, our families that put up with us and allow us to chase our dreams and be kids. I mean, Ricky, let's just face it. Ricky's like a 48-year-old kid. I mean, he just gets to do what he wants to do. Hey, I was trying to give you a year. I know how old you are.
Almost 50 next year.
But I mean, he's living the dream. He gets to travel around the country. He gets to chase clay pigeons and see people, and that's that's one of those things where people growing up, they're like, man, I wish I could shoot for a living, or I could do something. And it's really special. It's really cool. There's not a lot of people that can say that, and I can say that I get to do it a whole heck of a lot for somebody that still works in a non-shooting related environment. But it's you got to have respect for those guys that are full timers that just that's all they do is chase these things. So,
well, you know what? It's been a great year. The podcast has really bumped up everything, and like I said, circle back to, I'd personally really like to thank John Slinker. I mean, John has made this, go from here to, we don't even know where it's going. It's just going up.
Yeah. We're moving on up like the Jeffersons.
Yeah. Well, and our listeners that, first and foremost, without the listeners, we wouldn't have what we have. And it's great to see, when I'm at a clinic teaching, I'll even have guys that show up that aren't even in the class, just to come, hey, I really, your podcast is great. I get texts, calls, emails, I don't get to respond to all of them. I'm sorry. I mean, my phone is, I think right now I've probably got like 75 unlooked at text messages that I'm trying to go through with everything, but
it's a
with
lot.
The holidays, it's been a little tough, with doing everything. So now it's kind of settling down a little bit and ready for the new year and just continue to do these podcasts and hammer targets and, teach some new students and create some new shooters.
That's the goal. We're very blessed. We're very excited. We're going to keep everyone in the loop. And we will speak with you again next Friday as we do every Friday. So thank you to all the new sponsors. Look forward to seeing everyone and have a happy new year with your family.
That's right. Happy holidays. Have a happy new year.